If you have, you see, for example, even if you have a calling letter from the field, and one of the criteria was not met, for whatever reason, a separate group of people are going to, you are going to undergo the checks again when you report. If anything is not meeting the required standards, you will still go home, even if you have a genuine letter. So if you have anything faked, for example, something was not seen, maybe by mistake, and you report, we'll still take you through the verification of your documents and medicals, and if any is found to have fallen short, unfortunately, we'll still send you home.
For the recruits, before we talk about the ones in active service, there's a perception out there that, you know, KDF is a male-dominated field. So for the female recruits who want to join KDF, what would you tell them?
You know, we have a gender policy. In the early 70s or early 80s, you are aware, the women were separated. We had the Women's Service Corps and then the mainstream military. But sometimes in the late 90s, you know, the women got integrated into the service. We have developed a gender policy. We've moved, and currently we're at about 17%. So ladies who want to join the military, there are several opportunities for them to join. We want to progressively increase it, but as you are aware, you know, sometimes the demand of military service can be very, very strenuous. So those who want to join and are able, you know, we take them on board. We really can't discriminate that you're a lady. If you're qualified, we have several. In fact, ladies in our military, up to higher levels, we have General Ahmed, you're aware, who is in college. Our chief of legal is a lady. Even this communication is headed by a lady, Brigadier Kyoko. So there are opportunities where ladies excel in the military.
Those are the opportunities, the ones in active service. As an institution advancing public good and the interests of the Republic of Kenya, how are you faring in terms of advancing the two, that's gender principle in the military?
We are moving towards it. I cannot say we have reached it. We are moving towards it. But we can't force ladies to join, telling them that, you know, you must come so that we meet this requirement. It's a voluntary service. We accommodate those who want to come. But world over, the challenge of deployment. I remember one time when I was talking to a senior person in one of the developed countries, the challenges of managing different genders in the battlefield are, the reality is that challenge is there. And so we balance and see, you know, the ladies who want to come in, we invite them. But sometimes, you know, I don't want to say restricting, but there are certain times when we can say, you know, we are going to deploy people in this area, but we become sensitive to gender by virtue of the exposure that they are going to be exposed to.
What is your message to recruits who are watching you tonight?
First of all, I want to appreciate every Kenyan who would like to join the military, because we need them. We need people who are passionate, who want to join the military. So anybody who has an interest in joining the military, we appreciate you and you are most welcome. All that we tell you is come, present yourself, go through the process. If you qualify and you're taken, come on board. If you don't qualify and you're not taken for one reason or another, if you pass everything, there'll always be another opportunity. But don't give anybody a cent or any form of inducement to join, please. That is all that I can tell Kenyans. But even for people who are applying, you apply, leave it to us. We'll scrutinize your documents. If you are shortlisted, come for the interview. If you qualify, we welcome you to join us. If you don't qualify, there are always other opportunities to serve the country.
There's something else I want you to emphasize, General. the fairness of, the process? Because you've spoken largely to, to it, but there's also the consideration of, region and stuff like that. Yes. How do you assure recruits of total fairness?
Military is extremely fair. Not even in joining only. Joining in terms of opportunities for training, in terms of career progression. People have this notion that you have, people, so many people from this place. We have data on the entire population of the Republic. So this data informs the numbers that we are taking from every place. We are required by Constitution that we have the face of Kenya. And by and large, I can tell you, at every recruitment center, we have numbers that when they come, the KDF population, more or less, if you take it through a scientific process, will represent the face of Kenya.
As a Chief of Defense Forces, what are you doing to advance the well-being of servicemen and officers under KDF?
When you are in command, and as I am, one of the key things that will concern you is the welfare of your men. If you don't have an interest in the welfare of your men, it will be shown, it will be seen very, very easily. So the welfare of your men will determine the morale, the ability to embrace the force and have that fighting spirit. Several things, welfare. First of all, a genuine concern for those under your command. A genuine concern is part of that welfare. Ensuring that you train them to the level that is required for them to perform their mission. Secondly, you ensure that they are well housed, their families are taken care of, the health care is taken care of, their education facilities for the children, so that when he is in the field, he knows that somebody genuinely cares and thinks of me, and I'm here to fight and defend the Republic. I want to tell you, so much has been done, with and without elaborating that, like I have done this, I have done this, I have done this. It preoccupies my mind every single day that welfare of men and women in KDF is taken care of so that they are available, ready to perform that mission.
Well, how would you want your legacy to look like after General Francis Ogolla has exited?
When I leave, let Kenyans judge me. But I want to leave an effective military, respected world over, and will be able to deliver on its mission wherever, whenever. Yeah.
All right. Demystifying General Francis Ogolla, other than the serious military man we see, the Chief of Kenya's Defense Forces, what does General Francis Ogolla do when he's not in command?
Well, as a person, first of all, I like to read. Yeah. I like to read. And I used to love golf. But the day I was appointed the Chief of Defense Forces, I more or less kept my golf clubs aside. And I said, let me focus on this job wholeheartedly. I ran with soldiers twice a week, just to keep fit. And I like to be sometimes alone to reflect, If I can get 2-3 hours a day to be by myself, I like that.